Hi, it's Lucy here, and today I'm making 10 handmade cards that work beautifully for almost any occasion or recipient, but they're especially handy when you need a card for the men in your life, which can be a bit tricky sometimes. So first up, I'm using these small PET sticker books. I have the full set of 6, but you can buy them individually too. And each book has 20 sheets. 10 are beautiful landscape images and the other 10 are rain overlays, and they can layer over any image, not just the ones in these packs, but I'm not using the rain overlays today. I'm making a birthday card for my uncle who loves traveling and relaxing in his retirement, so I went through the books and picked images that really suit him. So a rooftop pool, a pretty outdoor cafe, and a hammock. And honestly, it doesn't get more relaxing than that. I want to be there too. I'll pop the stickers onto a piece of white card, and a tip to peel them off, just roll your thumb from the edge inwards. And you don't need any special dies for this design. I'm using basic rectangle dies and a few sentiment dies today, mainly because stamping isn't my strong suit, but you can use whatever sentiments you like and simply cut rectangles by hand if you prefer. And since I'm not using the full sticker image, I move the rectangle die around to find the best composition so the scene still makes sense. And because I used thick white card with the sticker and only ran it through the die cutting machine once, it didn't cut all the way through. Instead of sending it through again, which would work, I'll just finish it off with a craft knife, and it's almost cut through already, so I can easily see where to trim. And now that I have my 3 rectangles, it's time to pick a background, and I tried a blue one and a cream, but the images look freshest on pure white since they're already quite busy. So I'll die cut a rectangle the same size as my card front, and this gives a neat professional look. And if you want, you can use a stitched border die for extra detail like I have. To finish, I'll add foam tape behind each image for a bit of dimension and pop on a couple of sentiment strips from my stash, and that's it, the card is done. My uncle absolutely loved it, which is always the best feeling, isn't it? Next, I needed a Father's Day card for my dad. He used to travel to Europe every year, escaping our winter for their summer, so I thought an Eiffel Tower image would be perfect. And since it's set in a fall scene, I paired it with another autumn image to create a longer, more scenic view. I placed the 2 images side by side. They don't line up perfectly where they meet, but you won't notice once the card is finished. And I'll cut around the combined scene and add a blue background mat, which really brings out the colour of the sky. And for the greeting, I'm using a Father's Day sentiment with a shadow, and this one's finally back in stock if you've been waiting for it. It also comes with a Mother's Day sentiment, pretty much exactly the same as well. They're both gorgeous. And I die cut the sentiment in coordinating colours with a blue layer beneath the orange, and that little pop of blue ties the whole card together beautifully. I really love the die cut sentiments. Non-crafters are always impressed, and they don't realise how quick and easy it actually is. And then that's my dad's card finished. He loved it, and if you look closely, you'll notice you can't even see the seam where the 2 images join. It's almost completely hidden now. Next up, I'm using this beautiful tall fall scenes washi tape. I've got a small square die, but if you don't do die cutting, you can simply trim squares by hand, and no need for exact measurements. The only thing that matters is that all 4 squares are the same size, so it all looks intentional. I'll pick 4 different scenes from the washi tape and die cut them. I really love basic shape dies with stitched edges. They give such a pretty finished look. These particular tapes are a bit trickier to peel as the backing paper is thinner, and all the tapes and stickers I'm using today are from Journal Say, and if you ever struggle with tricky backings, I recommend one of their sticky mats. I pair it with sharp tipped tweezers, and you just press down one corner of the sticker firmly onto the mat so the backing sticks, and then lift the sticker off with the tweezers, and it makes the job so much easier. And the mat is only about $1.50, and honestly, it's one of those tools I silently thank every time I use it. And for the base, I've die cut a piece of lightly patterned off-white paper into a square the same size as my card front, And this one is a 13.5 centimeters square, but don't worry if your card size is different. This design works on any square card with 4 equal squares inside. It doesn't matter the gaps in between each one. I've also double layered a sentiment and its shadow, and if you watch my videos, you'll know this is my favorite birthday sentiment. And then this card is finished. It's perfect for an autumn birthday, but you could easily recreate the design for any occasion or season with your own stickers, washi, or pattern paper, whatever you have in your stash as well. And speaking of seasons, let's switch to the winter themed washi tape from the same set. And this card is super quick to make, but I love how it turns out. I cut a piece of washi longer than I need. I always find that easier. We're never going to run out of our stash. So instead of fussing over exact measurements, I just stick it to a slightly oversized piece of paper and trim it down once the tape's in place. And next I'll add double-sided tape to the back and border it with dark brown paper, leaving thin borders on each side for a nice framed look. I've got a scrap of blue distressed paper I want to use for the background, but it's not quite big enough to cover the card front in one piece, but that's fine. I'll just shift and trim it so that it fits. I'll position the washi panel slightly to the left, then trim off any overhanging edges. For the sentiment, I went through my stash and found an old circular one, so I'll layer that with 2 larger circles to give it a nice border. And that's another card finished. These designs come together so quickly and they make such great masculine cards, would you agree? And everything I'm using today is listed and linked in the description box below. Journal Say currently has a 50% off store-wide sale. They also offer free shipping for orders over $29, and I love hearing how many of you are obsessed with their products as I am. And if you use my code LucyPatrick, which is all one word, you'll get an extra 8% off your order. Okay, here's another idea. It's pretty self-explanatory, so I'll let you just watch this one come together and I'll be back in a moment. Next, I'm using these gorgeous sunset PET stickers. A lot of you spotted them in my recent Journal Say haul video and they were definitely a favorite. So I thought I'd make a couple of super quick cards to give you some ideas to get started on using them if you purchased them. And you'll have to let me know if you'd like to see more ways to use these because I honestly love them so much and I really could create so many more. For the first card, I've stuck the scene onto white card, leaving plenty of space around it. And that way I don't have to worry about lining the sticker up perfectly straight. I can just die cut it to match the angle of the image. And I accidentally used regular tape instead of washi to hold my die in place, and when I peeled it off, it pulled up a bit of the white card, but an easy fix, I just moved the sentiment to cover it instead of putting it at the bottom like I'd planned. For the second card, just look at these colors. I love the greens and oranges, so I wanted to keep the design looking really fresh. I've popped the image onto white card again and left a skinny white border, then layered it onto dark green cardstock with another super thin border. I've die cut a white card front panel like I mentioned earlier. Adding a separate panel rather than sticking everything straight onto the card base makes such a difference to the finished look. And finally, I added a white and green sentiment with a shadow. And how lovely and fresh does this card look? Is it weird to call a card fresh, or would you describe it that way too? I'd love to know what you think. I'm using this train washi tape next from part of that recent Journal Say haul, and it's such a great design for masculine cards, don't you think? And if you don't have a sticky mat yet, here's another easy way to remove those tricky backings. Just place the sticker flat on your desk, bend up one edge, hold the tip with your finger, and then use a craft knife or tweezers to gently pull the backing away. I'll stick it onto white card, leaving a small white border. Adding washi to white card really helps the colors stay bright and true. If you put it straight onto colored cardstock, the shades can dull a little because washi isn't fully opaque. And next I'll mount the piece onto some blue cardstock that matches the sky, trimming it to leave a narrow border. And again, I've cut the washi panel longer than I need so I can simply trim the edges and no measuring required. Once I added the sentiment, I felt it still needed a little detail, so I added some double-sided tape to the cardstock before cutting two thin strips, so they're already adhesive and no fiddling with glue on such skinny pieces, which really can be a bit of a hassle. And that's another nice simple card done. I can't wait to hear if you have a favourite from today's cards, but hold that thought because I've still got two more to share. These next two cards are perfect for anyone who loves Italy or just travel in general. Personally, I think Italy is one of my favorite countries. It's so beautiful with the most amazing scenery and cities, so I couldn't resist using these tapes. And these designs are pretty self-explanatory and really easy to follow, so I'll let you watch them come together in peace for a little while, and I'll be back in just a moment. What did you think of these last two cards? They're so easy to create, but the scenes really make them stand out, don't they? Oh, and I also wanted to ask your opinion. Someone mentioned in a Facebook craft group that they like seeing the finished cards at the start of a YouTube video so they know right away if they want to watch it. And at first, I worried it might ruin the surprise of seeing the cards being made, but I thought I'd give it a try since lots of people agreed with her. Did you notice I did that at the start, and did it pique your interest? I'd love to hear what you think. Do you like seeing the finished cards at the start, or do you prefer the surprise as the cards come together? Let me know in the comments. I'd also love to hear which card, tape, or design is your favourite, so please leave a comment. I always love reading them. And just a quick reminder that Journal Say has that 50% off store wide at the moment. And if you use my code Lucy Patrick, or one word, you'll get an extra 8% off plus free shipping on orders over $29 US. And all the products I've used today are linked in the description box if they're available. And if you choose to shop through my links, it helps support my channel at no extra cost to you. So thank you so much if you do. And if you've enjoyed this video, I hope you'll subscribe, like, and hit that hype button if it's available. And a little reminder, joining my membership gives you some fun perks too. Thank you so much to all my members for your support. And if you'd like to see what's included, here's the QR code, and you can also check the description box. And here's a quick look at how to open the description box on screen. And then I have the QR code for you for Journal Say as well, in case you're watching on TV, makes it a bit easier, and they get new products in weekly. And I just want to give a special shout out to Elaine, Kathy P and Sin for using the super thanks this week, and to Kathy P and Shelley for mentioning my channel in Facebook groups. It really means so much. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks so much for watching. Click on this video thumbnail if you feel like you need some more inspiration and ideas. Happy crafting, and bye for now.